COVID, spoiling plans since 2020. Japan's on lockdown to first-time visa applicants like me until cases subside. Basically, this graph needs to look like this, so I need to wait. Though, I'm certainly not gonna waste my time as I wait. I've made some new friends who attend a Japanese church near me, and they've invited me along on a camping trip. They have graciously allowed me to film them while I'm there. Now, it's time to learn more about the people and culture I will spend the rest of my life living in. I've got some questions, they've got some answers. This should go smoothly, right?
Well, when I think about life...
Yes, thank you, Tim. Thank you for asking me that question.
Okay. All right, let's do it.
Okay.
Ready?
Yeah.
Okay, so on a scale of 1 to 10,
Yes.
how Japanese would you consider yourself?
Yeah, probably like a 7. I can speak the language. I grew up in Japan. I know the culture there.
I'd say about 8 because I was born in Japan, grew up in Japan. I speak Japanese. I know the Japanese culture. I think in Japanese.
Like a soft 4. I would say I act like American.
4, 3. Because I grew up in America. I was born, raised here, so I'd probably say maybe like a 4.
Well, I've been here, it's almost 25 years. I think it is still 60% as it's a real Japanese. Yes.
6 out of 10.
Yes. My first native tongue is real Japanese. Actually, my wife is Japanese.
I would be 3. I am Japanese by blood. I look like Japanese. I can speak it. I know the culture, but culturally, I am very American.
Hardworking. I'd say reliable. Kind of quiet. Probably more introverted.
Is definitely understanding the honor shame culture.
Cam is like a modest, and also they don't say directly, but they say indirectly.
I feel like they'd be like really like respectful, always thinking about like what they can do to help other people.
They like stay in their own circle, kind of. They're like tight knit with their circle and their family.
Unity.
Yeah, I would say unity.
Because they like to emphasize that they work together, do things together in the same way.
They are very formal. It's kind of hard to be yourself around other Japanese people at a time because you have to be formal and like proper to them.
I guess that, clean. Whenever I go to Japan, I stay at a hotel or like, restaurant, whatever. It's actually every even like a bathroom is really clean.
I feel like they're very traditional. Like, my family members over there, they all like learn the traditional way.
I think the main issues they may have is that they have a tradition of ancestor worshiping. It feels as if you believe in one and only God, you're neglecting that respect that all these people have paid before, or you're neglecting the culture that they value.
I feel like there's so much distraction in Japan that keeps them away from thinking about afterlife. There's just people working overtime all the time. People have so much entertainment like karaoke, manga, comics, animation. So people are just constantly distracted from focusing on the important things in life.
Not a lot of Japanese people are Christian. They still say that it's less than 1%. And so when other people are not Christian, Japanese people don't want to follow what other people are not doing.
To have patience and be part of it and try to understand what they value.
Be in a Japanese community as possible. Try to understand everything. That is maybe first step to approach to the community in Japan.
I think love honestly triumphs everything. If you are just filled with like God's like love and joy, I think it'll like flow into your life and your actions, and that will like raise like eyes from like Japanese people?
Japanese people are reserved, so they won't come to you. You have to go to them. So I think when it comes to reaching the Japanese people, building relationship and being proactive, starting the approach from you to them. And when you do that, I feel like they're more receptive to hearing what you're trying to say to them.
It's my desire to try to understand the people and culture that I will spend the rest of my life living in the hopes that by understanding them, I can better love them and communicate the truths of the gospel that have changed my life. I may not end up being perfect at this, but I found the best advice I received was the simplest and most profound.
Just go.
That's right, just go. The harvest is plentiful, but the laborers are few. Take those steps of faith. Be a light. Proclaim the truth. See how God leads you. Understand your purpose and share the hope that you have in Him. Life is short. Eternity is long. Which one are you wanting to invest in? When you arrived in America, what was the first thing that you observed which was different than where you were from?
The color of the juice was blue. I don't see that often.
This is a kind of funny story, but it's I'm really impressed refund policy for all products.
Obesity is probably the word. Because in Japan, people are, skinny. They're so thin. Here, people like their sodas, I guess. Oh man.